Well, I guess that was a little short-lived because 0% interest, 0% interest on a Tesla vehicle is ending. It's ending soon. Tesla has put a ultimatum. They've put a date on when this is actually going to end. So let's take a look at this exactly and think about what are they looking to do here. Here it is. Thank you to Eddie for tagging us on this. Well, that was short-lived. 0% APR from Tesla on the Model 3 and the Model Y in the US will be ending on December 15th this year. That gives us what, 12 days, 11 days, a week and a half essentially. And now you must order now and take delivery by December 31st. And so this is interesting because when Tesla first released this offer, they didn't necessarily put an end date on this. All they said was you have to take delivery by December 31st. They didn't necessarily say anything about like ordering within a certain time frame, but really you just had to take delivery by December 31st. And now this matches all the different incentives that are out there because all of them, including the 3-month full self-driving, supervised, and supercharging, that does also end on the 31st. And also the Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description where you can save up to $2,000 off. At this point, I've got to say this is probably ending on December 31st as well because Tesla's probably pulling out all the different stops to try and get vehicles sold by the end of the year. Will the referral code go into the next year? Potentially, but I think it's going to get nerfed down from $1,000 because Tesla's goal here is they're trying to get as many sales as the many deliveries by the end of the year because as some people are already speculating, they're behind on their deliveries for the US. And so really this could be one of two things because we've kind of seen this kind of stuff before in the past where they've put like ultimatums on essentially what you need to do. And so now that they've put it's kind of a really short one and I'm almost like they should have announced this maybe a couple weeks ago because then really that would have an effect, maybe not, but also just giving people 1.5 weeks to really make a decision. I guess this is going to really rush people to make a decision and place a deposit and place an order. But 0% Model 3 and the Model Y, which really isn't a full, it is a full 0%. But 0% for the Model 3 is up to 36 months and 0% for the Model Y is up to 60 months. You can go longer terms, but of course it's not going to be as favorable. It goes up to like 0.99 and 1.99 and 2.99. But it is very interesting to see why they're doing this. I think it's more of, I don't want to say ploy, but it is a way to try and get people to push for a delivery, push for an order, definitely push for a delivery by the end of the year, and certainly push for an order by the end of, I guess, next week. Because what is the 15th anyways? I'd even look like what day of the week is the 15th because let's see, the 15th is actually next Sunday. So 2 Sundays from now. And so that is an interesting one that they want you to order by the Sunday, the 15th. And do we see anything after that? We potentially could see some more incentives, but if you are done looking and researching and waiting for incentives, this I would say is your signal to place a deposit on a Model 3 or Model Y. And this might mean this is the best deal by the end of the year. Maybe Tesla's not looking to play any more games, and this is it. Of course, if you want to see the full list of all the different incentives out there, there is a ton. We already talked about the 0% that is out there. We talked about the low lease payments, $299 to $999. We talked about 3 months of full self-driving and free supercharging. We talked about inventory discounts. You can find the best deal of all the different vehicles out there, Model 3, Model Y, S, and X, up to $4,000 to $5,000 off. And I did a quick scrub to kind of see if there's still discounts, and there still are. So it's not like they took all of them away. They're still available and still around, like this one right here. Model 3 all-wheel drive long range, $5,000 off. Model 3 all-wheel drive $4,950. Demo vehicles, Model Y, $4,400 off, and a black Model Y, $4,360 off. You can find this full list down below in the description, and the great thing with these is that those discounts are before the $1,000 to $2,000 Tesla referral code discount, just like the one down below in the description. And another quick tip, if you want to see what the rates look like, if you want to go onto a higher term, you can see it on the ordering page. Like if you want to go 72 months, you can see on a Model 3 is 2.99. And really the Model Y one is pretty respectable, because if you go to 72 months, it goes from 0% to 72 months at 0.99%. So unfortunately it is here. This is essentially could be it. I mean, we're going to be sticking around and seeing if it gets any better by the end of the year, but this will have an effect on inventory and also sales, because like now you're watching right now, you might be thinking, should I go ahead and try and lock one down? But really this should be your signal to lock one down. Find a vehicle that you're interested in, secure it, reserve it, and then if you want to push off and wait until the end of the year, you essentially could. I'm not sure Tesla would make that deal any better, because they're basically signaling to everyone that you need to place an order and you need to place a delivery by the end of the year. And I can't imagine they're going to say like, oh, if you place an order by 12/15 and they change the offer in the week afterwards. I don't think it's in their plan to, but maybe they will. Who knows? But at this point, they could do anything, especially if they're far off of their goal to try and hit a certain number by the end of the year. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking.